Come get you right then.
Hi everybody, so we are back at part 2. We got kind of cut off because of my phone. But anyways, so we left off at that there are ways of you to get out. And you call the DV stop, you can find all this information on Google. Call the police, most importantly, call the police and they will come to your house. Like for me, I had to wait till the abuser left because I didn't feel safe. I was afraid for my life, so I had to wait till he left and I was without him in the vicinity. And then the police came and they also brought in the CPS, the Child Protective Services people too. Yeah, just so they can assess the situation and see where they're going to take you. And then they'll take you to a DV stop place. And there they take down your report some more or whatever questions they have. And then they will either put you in a hotel or they will take you directly into a shelter. And for me, I went to a hotel and I stayed there for a little while, and then
they'll give you anything. Like you don't need to have money.
No,
you can do.
You don't need anything.
Yeah, they will bring you food. Yeah. They will give you if you need soap, if you need diapers for your babies, if you need anything like that.
Yeah, they got you covered, so you don't have to worry about those things, especially in that time of crisis, because for me, like I was lost. I didn't know what I was doing, where I was. I was afraid to leave the hotel room.
Yeah.
I was so afraid, I didn't know what was going to happen. But luckily, it all worked out. And then my first night in the shelter was a little scary, because you don't know where you're going to be, what's going to happen. And then slowly you sort of just kind of...
You get yourself back.
Get yourself back, yeah. I got myself back and this is me, the crazy, silly, and just being me is like so awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, not to have someone breathing down your throat over you. Don't say that. Don't do this. Don't look at that person that way. Don't breathe wrong,
Yeah.
It's so freeing. Like I haven't slept better. I haven't eaten better. I mean, I put on a few pounds. I feel great, and I feel happy for the first time in my life in such a long time. And now I'm reconnecting with like cousins that I haven't talked in 12 years because he of course, destroyed that relationship. Told her he isolated me from everyone, family, friends, everything. And now it's like my phone is full of friends and
it's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It makes you feel like you're empowered and that you can do anything.
One of the happiest times in your life.
Yes.
And that's saying something if you live in a shelter and you're saying, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. And that says you are in a bad relationship.
Yeah. And the good thing about shelters too is that they help you, like we said, with housing, with finding jobs. There's so many resources that if you left and walked out on the street, you wouldn't have those resources. So I think it's so important to go to a shelter because
ask for help.
There is help, And I know there's so many women that don't know what to do, where to go, what step to take. Call the police first. That is the first step.
Yes.
And then they will direct you and they'll have someone there to guide you through all of this, You're not on your own. That's the thing that a lot of women think. I thought that too, like I'm going to be on my own. What am I going to do? Oh my God, how am I going to find out where I'm supposed to go? And I have met so many amazing women through the shelters, and so many of these women have become my best friends, and they've been there through everything with me too, who've taken me to places where I need to take the kids, get them enrolled in school, take them to the doctors, and like they knew the system more than I did. A lot of these women have been in shelters before, so it's not their first time, and they knew where to take me. So I've made a lot of friends through the shelters, but I think having that support system, someone that just tells you, wake up, Corinne, you're in an abusive relationship.
Yes.
So am I.
Yeah.
And having that support was so amazing, and I got that support from my sweet Billy. And he helped me to get through all of this, and he was there for me emotionally, to guide me through all of this. I would have broken down and just falling apart, if I didn't.
We were doing. That's what was happening.
We were.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a time, where I was thinking, well, have I lost my mind? Am I in dreamland? What's happening? Where am I? What am I doing? Where am I? I was so afraid to even step out of the to go anywhere. I was so afraid that maybe he'd find out my phone number and
But
start
it's a process.
Yeah. Yes, it is, and it's like we suffered PTSD. What is it? PTSD?
PTSD.
Yeah. Post-traumatic stress disorder
yes.
because of that. And there's still a lot of things that trigger me, you know, to this day. Like, I have a lot of anxiety, and I'm always worried and cautious. I'm always looking behind my back, you know, because
I remember
the reality.
When I was first here and just starting to talk to people, and I told, you know, I hadn't really been talking to somebody, and a male, called my name, and I hadn't heard anybody call my name since I had just left, and a male called my name, and I
you panicked.
And he was like, "Why do you look so afraid?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry." Like,
yeah, because it's that panic that, you know, didn't you feel like you're walking on eggshells?
Oh, yes.
I always felt like I was walking on eggshells constantly, you know, like
I was always like, "What's wrong?" He looked angry for a second. I was like, what's the matter? Like, I'm trying to fix the problem before there's even a problem.
Yeah.
Because you're afraid.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, like, they erase everything about you. Like, you know, I've told you guys this before. My first name is not Anna, it's Kodruca. And he did not want me using that name. He did not like it. You know, it's like, well, this is the name my parents gave me. What am I supposed to do? And he did not like me using that. So this is why a lot of you know me as Anna from my other channel. And it's like, I completely erased who I was. And it's like so nice to call myself, hey, my name is Kodruca, you know, and here, let me show you how to pronounce it. And, you know, a lot of people think it's fascinating. Wow, it's amazing. You have such a unique name. Nobody here has that name. Maybe in Europe they do, but not here. So, yeah, they totally, completely deplete and delete who you are. And it's like almost like MK Ultra. They use some kind of mind control that you're so trapped. You think you're so trapped. You have no way out. It is such an abuse on such a high level. And, you know, and I see that in my children, too, because a lot of this transfers to the kids. And they've witnessed a lot of this abuse, too. You know, that's the hard part. I mean, yours are much younger.
But they were there. Still affected.
They were still affected. And you could tell.
And
you know,
places like this have resources for things like that for children.
Yes.
Lots of resources for children.
The kids can get counseling and help them work out through their, you know, through their behavior problems and stuff like that. And yeah, it's amazing the help that you can get. You just have to want to get out, you know, and don't ever think that you're not going to survive out there on your own, that you need him, because you don't need anybody. All you need is God. And if you believe in God, that's all you need, and strength and your ability to be who you are. You know, I mean, I for a while I was thinking I was just stupid. You know, I'm like, I'm stupid. I can't even go to the store and buy bread. You know, and now it's like, oh my God, the kids are in school. They got dental care. They got medical care, and I take them all over the place where they need to go. I'm, you know, taking the buses wherever I need to go, and I don't need him. And I can get my driver's license, and guess what? I can get a bank account now. And it's like, wow, all of these things that I was like, oh my God, it makes me remember this is who I was before I met him.
Yes.
You know, before I met him, I had a house, I had a business, I had a car. I was like, you know, the superwoman.
Yes.
And then we meet them.
And and that's
and then
what
we
feel like again. We
become blank. And now we're superwomen again.
Yeah.
And it's so nice to feel empowered, because that's what being a woman is, you know, to have that right in this world, to have basic human needs, you know, met, and that we can have what we want and not be restricted to having to rely on an abusive man. You know, if it's going to be a man in your life, he's going to have to love you and care for you and prop you up and
and
treat
anybody
you like
who
a queen.
loves you will not want you to feel that way. Anybody, no, they would never do anything that's going to make you feel like change who you are.
Yes.
Or make you feel bad.
Yes.
They, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing, that he should never have to change you, you know. And that's another mistake that women make too, is thinking that we can change them, you know, that we can change. Oh, he'll change, you know. That I thought that way too. I'm like, oh, he'll change, you know. Maybe if we live in a better place or have a better job.
Help him.
Yes, he can change. He'll change, but they don't. They don't. Nobody in this world will ever change. You're not born a cow and die a pig, you know. You're born and die the same thing. But yeah, we can. We can only change ourselves if we really want to, you know. But with abuse and stuff like that, no, I just think it gets worse. I mean, it goes from emotional abuse to physical abuse, you know, and then all the other abuses that just follow. And it just gets worse and worse and worse as the years go by. You know, it doesn't start off from the beginning with like beat downs and all this kind of stuff. It doesn't start that way. It didn't start that way with me. It was like so like subtle. Like I didn't notice it, and then by the time I noticed it, you know, it was like too late to do anything about it. I mean, the first fight we had, you know, there was like vases smashed and stuff, and I'm like, okay, he just had a bad temper. He had to smash something. Yeah. He didn't hit me. Like, but that was just the beginning. But that was should have been a flag.
All right, it's not too bad, but it is a flag. Yeah, it's not too bad. Well, we just need to tell him, hey,
we'll work through it. Yeah, we'll work through it. You know, but like telling an abuser to go to counseling, that's like no. It's like telling him to chop off his hands. You know, so people who are not willing to change will also see that as like a negative thing. Like, no, I'm not going to counseling. That's just crazy. No, I don't need counseling. Why do I need someone to tell me, you know, that I'm behaving this way? So, but like I said, guys, there's a lot of help. If there's any of you that we have helped through this video, I hope that, you know, we've done something good, because I think that a lot of women need this kind of help. Yeah,
and it's just for them, and not only that, but for, you know, maybe it's not you that's directly in a violent or abusive relationship,
you know somebody.
But maybe you know somebody and you can make a difference.
Yeah, maybe your mother or your sister or a cousin or a friend is going through this, you know, and you can see the signs. If you see the signs, you know, don't be afraid to reach out and help somebody. Say, hey, you know, you're being abused. This is what you can do, you know. It's so important, because so many women make that mistake. And what is it, like 70-some% of women that are abused that leave and go back end up dead or some kind of crazy stuff like that? Gosh. It's scary, you know, like you would not want to go back to that situation. It's best to walk away and start over and move on with your life. Yes. You know? Yeah. So I think we've covered every topic. Yeah, if we haven't covered everything, you guys can leave your comments in the section bar below. And I want to thank my friend Corinne for coming and talking through this experience. And we hope that we've helped someone out there who's going through what we went through. And just know that it's not the end. There's help. And you all can do it. And be empowered. And, you know, sometimes you may feel like the system isn't helping you, because this is another thing that a lot of strong women like myself and other women who've been here, who end up going back to the abusers too, you know, because they feel like the system kind of lets them down. But you have to remember, there's so many women and children that need help, you know, that are in abusive relationships, that come into domestic violence situations, and there's so many that they can't help everyone at the same time, you know. So you get shuffled from shelter to shelter to shelter to shelter. Eventually they do help you, you know, I think they do, but you just have to keep patient and just strive and, you know, keep going. That's all we can do. Yeah. Right?
And reach out to us. Yeah, if you don't know who to reach out to, reach out to us. You can
contact us, and we know the resources where you guys can go to and find out all this information. There's so many support groups, even online. There's other people that you guys could talk to, and you can certainly connect with us through YouTube. And if you have Facebook or anything, you share this video. Share this video with anybody on Facebook, you guys, if anybody needs help. And thank you so much for watching again, subscribing and commenting. And I'll see you all in my next video. Thank you, Corinne.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.